Yo, what's good YouTube? It is your boy BA and we are back with another New World video, man. Today we are updating you guys on our greatsword and bow build, and it just keeps getting better, man. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm still enjoying it just like I was at the start, and I think this is what I'm gonna rock with for the long haul, man. This combination of weapons just really works well for me. But let's get into the build and I can show you guys what pieces I'm using, most importantly what Runeglass gems I'm using throughout my weapons and my gear. So to start with, I don't think we really made very many switches on the actual pieces that we're using as far as the individual gear pieces. So I think just about all of these are the same from my previous greatsword and bow video, so feel free to check that out if you guys want a little bit more information on why I'm using certain pieces and why I have what. But for today, I'm gonna go over my Runeglass gems. So I am using a combination of the sighted gems as well as the leeching gems. For me personally, I really did like the full leeching build, but I did feel like I relied a lot more on the greatsword than I did my bow, and it was having me change my playstyle just a tad bit. So this is just kind of a different option that you can use if you're somebody that likes to get into a little bit of both. You want to still hit really hard from range, but you also want to do a lot of damage still up close. So the sighted gem, I'm using this one on my hat, and I'm using the one for elemental range or elemental damage absorption, just because I don't really have too much overall in my build. So you can see across the board for elemental resistance I'm running 4%, and then 13.5 on physical, just because when you get into the heat of the battle and just get into the middle of those clumps, you're gonna start to take damage very quickly, I learned. And sometimes just the leeching alone did not help, so tailoring my gems a little bit better to get a little bit more resistance to getting beat up on definitely helps a lot more within OPR and in arena. So yeah, sighted elemental gem here, and then what is this? Is this the opal? Yeah, so sighted opal in the hood. Onto the chest piece, we're running. Did I say sighted? Yeah, sighted. We're running a sighted diamond to get a little bit of both. So it's 1.5 physical and then 0.5 on the elemental. So just a little bit of both. And then also, if I didn't mention it before, the sighted gems give me a 1% extra range attack damage. So this is all going directly to my bow damage while still giving me the absorption that I need. Next we'll move on to our gloves. here is the first point where we have our leeching gem. We're still sticking with the leeching onyx. Like I said, that physical damage absorption is huge, as well as getting 1% of our total damage back as health. So this goes for both my greatsword and my bow. So it's just a little bit of health that helps keep me into the fight a little bit longer, as well as the shrinking heals on the gloves is really underrated, I feel. Next we have is this a malachite? I think it's, do I not have any? I believe we have a leeching malachite in here. So it's going to give us a little bit more of the elemental absorption. So this is where we total out our elemental absorption, and then everything else from here on is just physical damage absorption. But this also, we have the leeching, so this in our gloves, we're running the leeching, and then this goes back to sighted as well. So these are our 2 leeching pieces that we kept. So 2% of our damage back as health. It's not a lot. You're not gonna see huge chunks of your health going up just from your attacks, but it's a little bit that you'll start to notice that will help keep you into those fights, especially in 1v1s. Those little bit of heals that you get in between your potion cooldowns are huge. But yeah, lastly, I touched on it. We have our sighted onyx in here, which will give us that more physical damage, physical absorption, and then the range damage on top of that. We're still running just straight onyx across the board. I think this ring here is a change from what our previous build was. We'll have to look this up on New World database to see where it spawns, if it's a ring that you can still farm, or if it is a ring that you will get out of a chest. I got this one early on and like put it in my storage, and then I was going back to my storage and I was like, what am I doing? This is pretty nice. Let's try it out. And it's been working out really well for me. But lastly, let's move on to our weapons. We have our greatsword. We actually have switched to greatsword from the last build as well. We have another greatsword that we crafted from the Halloween event. So if you still have any of those, I'm telling you, you can get some really good great swords out of there. We're rocking keen, vicious, and keenly jagged, so very simple and straightforward as far as the perks. But as far as the Runeglass gem, we are running a punishing gem. So this is the first time that we kind of brought this out, and overall I think this in particular gem setup is very underrated. So anytime you get hit like at all for the next 2 seconds, you do additional 15%. So when I have the great axe or great sword out, I tend to get hit all the time. Like you're taking damage, and it almost seems like a constant extra 15% of damage that you have available up. Hey, how's it going, buddy? But it seems like that 15% sticks around, like, because you constantly taking hits. So I don't know, like, it doesn't say that there's a cooldown, and I haven't noticed if there is a cooldown because it seems to be pretty consistent as far as just getting the extra damage, and I really love it. And then with the punishing gem, you get an additional 2% melee damage on top of that, just overall with all of your melee hits. So I think that's a really slept on gem, and I'm really enjoying using it as far as a part of the build. And then last but not least, we go back to our bow. We're still rocking the attunement keen and keenly jagged. We have a few different bows that we kind of bounce around with. We have one with chain nature on it that works really well for us in OPR, but I think this is the one that I keep going back with just very consistently, because that keenly jagged is just very awesome along with the attunement. But we are running a nature gem in here just for the split damage, but then also the 8% tick for those 2 seconds. That really comes in handy. When I switched out of that gem into the one that gives you more damage when you have less stamina, that 2 seconds, that 8% for the 2 seconds really is noticeable difference. Like there's so many times that I don't realize that it's that 2 second tick that is finishing off and securing those kills for me. So that's for sure one thing that I'm definitely kind of tied to with these gems. There's a few of the other gems that do the 8% poison ticks as well. So honestly, I would really look into those for the build. But that's about it as far as our little ultimate ability. We're still running the cunning vines, but we have been switching that out pretty often for the cannon blast, just because it's very fun to use. You know, just sit back and just pull out a big cannon and shoot it. You know, it's just a little different, you know. So I've been enjoying swapping that in from time to time as well. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. For the rest of this video, I have a bunch of different OPR clips. I know you guys saw the arena clips at the beginning. Now we have the OPR clips, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. But remember to hit the like button on this video if you guys enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you guys want more videos from me with the bow and the greatsword. I'll try to put together a few more montages and things of that nature. But I have a few other videos coming out as well, just as far as New World. We're kind of really kicking into gear with it. But thanks for tuning in and enjoy these OPR clips. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.